Hi, Jarrell from Sungrand here. Just wanted to update everyone on the status of Silver Falls. So, with the update patch for Silver Falls 3 Down Stars, it fixes the game breaking glitches. Uh, it allows people to actually finish the game and to fully get through Frontier Fighters and access all the content. It substantially improves some loading times and performance. So the game will be in the state that it should have been when it was at launch. And we know there are just a lot of people out there who, despite knowing about the glitches and the state of the game, there's a lot of people out there still playing the game and telling us they enjoy it, and they're still supporting us and talking about the game online. And for that, we're very grateful to you. We really deeply appreciate that, despite knowing the flaws with the first launch of the game, that you're supporting us, and that really means a lot to us. It really helps us stay on track and keep working as hard as we can. So, from the very bottom of our hearts, from the whole team, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Um, with our upcoming games for Silver Falls, we're a little bit behind schedule a couple of weeks because we had to push so hard to get this patch ready as quickly as possible, and Nintendo is processing the patch now, and they'll be rolling out the update as soon as they can, and as soon as we have an idea on when the update patch will be available, we will make an announcement. So for the upcoming Silver Falls games that will all be exclusive to the 3DS, um, there's been some questions about that. Those games will not be spin-offs. They will not be treated like sort of stepchildren or whatever. All the upcoming Silver Falls games on the 3DS will be treated as mainline titles. We hope people will understand that when new games come out in the Silver Falls franchise, they likely will not be in the same genre, and they will not share the same mechanics as the previous game. And the reason we do this is so that players don't get bored of going through the exact same formula again and again. We don't want the Silver Falls franchise to stagnate and become predictable, because it's very easy for a franchise to get old and stale very quickly, and it becomes a matter of, well, how is this franchise supposed to one up itself when it keeps doing the same thing again and again? So when we release new games in the Silver Falls series, it will be a different formula with different mechanics and a different genre than the games before it. So with Undertakers, we're actually expanding on Undertakers a little bit. Silver Falls Undertakers will be coming up next, and that game, 8-bit style. The story mode is sort of a traditional adventure game where you're exploring and fighting monsters and going through the story. And outside of the story mode, there is a sort of action mode, which is sort of a bit more arcadey style, and it will have a gameplay style that can only be possible on the 3DS, so it wouldn't be possible on other consoles. And that is while the players controlling their character on the top screen and they're going through the action and fighting enemies and whatnot, the bottom screen will actually show what's happening underground, and there will be enemies coming up from below the ground, monsters known as Undertakers, and they'll be trying to reach the surface. So players will have to manage the Undertakers that are coming up from under the ground while managing the action on the top screen as well. So we hope people enjoy Silver Falls Undertakers when it does come out. With the Ambassador program, you have the choice to receive Undertakers or Lucid Nightmare for free as part of the Ambassador program. So thank you to everyone who signed up for the Ambassador program. We'd like to hold off on details on Lucid Nightmare for the time being, but the main character that you'll be playing as in Undertakers is in the town of Silver Falls, and our other upcoming game, Silver Falls Deadly Shadows. The protagonist that players will control in Deadly Shadows is in 3 Down Stars. We have yet to precisely reveal who that character is, but we hope there's enough clues that we've been posting on social media and in the game of Silver Falls 3 Down Stars so that people might be able to figure that out on themselves and feel a bit of fun when they figure out who it is. And to sort of cap things off, we've had people sort of asking us a little bit about we've mentioned our Switch games that we have in development. So how our development works is we're not working on 100 games at a time. We only focus on one active project, and our full attention goes to that project. But what we do is we plan out a number of games which will all connect to each other in some way, and we don't want it to feel like we've just haphazardly, after the fact, we think, oh well, we'll stick it together somehow. What we do is we write the stories for all of these games at the same time, and we make sure we finish writing the story for each game so that we can see what is an organic way to connect the stories of these games and what would make sense for one character to appear in another game without just shoehorning them in. So we've written the stories and the characters for quite a number of games, and that way we can focus on one and we can build the connections for the next game. So I suppose now would be a fun time as any to sort of reveal one of the games that we have in development for the Switch, and that's going to be a Silver Falls game, and that title is Silver Falls Diamond Island. And that game, again, will be a different genre and a different style. That game will be a sort of a first-person survival, a wilderness survival exploration game. It takes place entirely on an island during a storm. There's no way for the player character to leave that island, so the player has to fend for themselves. The game is focused on a bit on resource management, so you're collecting materials. You'll be able to build structures and all sorts of different things to sort of handle the elements and customize your own experience and deal with threats as they come across. And that will be Silver Falls Diamond Island for the Switch. We don't have a timeline on when that will be launching or anything like that, but it has been in development and in planning for a while. And Diamond Island is one of the games that, if possible, by the time we do get to focus on that development, and to show people that we are really grateful for supporting us on the 3DS, we would really like to try and see if we can get that game to be cross-platform. So we are hoping Diamond Island will launch on the Switch and the Nintendo 3DS. And we're going to work very hard to try and get that working on all models. 3 Down Stars is exclusive to the new hardware, and we've had a lot of people tell us that they wish they could play it on the older 3DS models. So for Diamond Island, we'll be working very hard to try to get that game working on all 3DS models. So again, we're very grateful to everyone for supporting us. We really appreciate, despite the fact that our launch did not go great. The first build that came out is not what it should have been, but everyone has been so understanding so far, and we really appreciate that, and we're working our very hardest to make sure that you do get the game that you're paying for. And we want to show you that we are very grateful. We do have future DLC planned for 3 Down Stars. We would like to connect it to more future games, and we want people to have more fun with more content in the game, but we want to show you that we are grateful. We will not be charging for any of the DLC that's in development for 3 Down Stars. So any updates that come to 3 Down Stars, we will be offering that for free. Everyone who has bought the game will have access to the DLC to show you that we're grateful to everyone for supporting us and for helping us make this game series a success. Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in Silver Falls.